Another thing you need to remember, and that is email wins cases, right? Email, it's kind of old-fashioned, I'm told. Text messages maybe, instant messages, but the communications that people write informally win cases. Remind the folks you go to work for about this. They may not get it, but there's no doubt about it at all. And remember, 2/3 of the workforce, they use it every day. Yeah?
Is there a standard yet on whether email chains, individual emails in the email chain are considered one email over multiple emails, or like in relation to like attorney-client privilege?
There's not a standard. It kind of depends on the particular facts involved, but that issue in attorney-client privilege does come up. And they're on the side of the people trying to protect everything. There may be a chain of 5 emails, and then it gets sent to the lawyer. Analyze this, tell us what you think. And so the person claiming protection might want to retroactively include within the scope of the attorney-client privilege or work product privilege the prior 5. It probably won't work though, because the initial communications weren't with the lawyer, right? Then it got put to the lawyer. So what you're then going to have to produce is a redacted or just the first ones. Sometimes you may only end up with the final one, so it's quite common that you may just redact the part to the lawyer on a chain. But in fact, they're each separate letters. It's equivalent. Always go back to explain it to the judges that grew up in a paper world. Try and use paper analogies. It's like sending a letter that had enclosed in the letter prior letters. So it would make sense that only just the one communication that was attorney-client would be saved. Is there standards? The answer almost always to that kind of question is no, not yet. You'll be developing them in the course of your career. There's best practices we're developing. See Sedona. The other reason that email is critical is that knowledge workers, okay, so the guys that are in the freight room, they have a computer, they do email, but they're not really considered knowledge workers. But the people that are processing information in one way or the other, they're going to be spending at least 2 to 3 hours every day. And so that's why. Why is it important? Because that's where people are spending their time. That's the kind of writing and evidence they're generating. And then another kind of interesting fact here is that 81% of your business executives today, these are the people who usually want to get their information to resolve a lawsuit, are the executives in management. They're the ones that are making the decisions that are usually at issue in a case. 81% of them are, checking in with the office, and they are routinely communicating even and doing work even when they're not in the office. And so that's why it's critical to get these electronic communications. I think you're going to see less and less email and more text messaging. It's catching on like crazy. I'm told the average teenager in America, anybody want to hazard a guess from your own experience how many text messages they send today? Average American kid? Up to 80. That's just average. You guys, you're old now. How many do you do? You do 80? You're less than that? You're law students. You don't have a life, right? Yeah, I've discovered text messages. I maybe do 3 or 4. But they're doing 80. So, you got to go with and understand who your witnesses are and focus your efforts accordingly.